viewers, it's Sentai Michael from Screw Reviews, bringing you a new podcast on my segment called the Super Sentai Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I'll try to do my best not to breach your heart during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well during this audio podcast recording. Now, and also, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will change your adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will change your adult language if you're under 18. Now, with this and everything else out of the way, let's get into the latest episode of King-Ohger. So basically, the episode picks up. Gary has been captured by Desra, the leader of the Bugwa. So basically, Gary was hanging from the ceiling by one of Desra's technicals, basically, Gary was hanging from the ceiling, by one of Death's, tentacles and whatnot. And basically, he was unconscious, and he was unconscious, having a flashback before everything, before he found out, before he became a ranger and whatnot. Him and his friend Ogome was talking about the legend of the legendary King-Ohger Megazord combination, about this big Poland, about the kings, the kings united together and basically formed the legendary King-Ohger Megazord combination. And basically, Gomez said, I don't understand what they mean. This weird rhyme it's not telling me how the kings how the kings combined the legend made the legendary King-Ohger Megazord combination. So basically, Garen said that so basically, well, if it would have told you the answer, I believe that you have to figure out the rhyme. I believe that when this was written, the kings didn't want any of their predecessors knowing, and want them to figure out on their own how to bring the legendary King-Ohger Megazord combination back together again. They want them to figure out instead of give them the answer. So basically, Gary woke up. Definitely say that oh yeah, finally got you. So basically, soon my giant monster powers will hatch and destroy each of the nations and will shake all 5 nations to the ground, and basically I will wipe out after I've done destroying all the nations. I will wipe out all humanity once and from Terra. So basically, Terra is the planet where the King-Ohgers are from, where the King-Ohgers and the Death are from, and blah blah blah. So anyway, meanwhile, back at his Havana, we see the Rangers in the age, being healed up at Havana at Hemo's medical lab and whatnot. So basically, Sebastian, Hemo servant, Mosuke, Yama servant, and Kata, Kakaragi servant were badly injured, along with Rita. So basically, they were all getting healed up, and that's when King Reckless, called them and basically I need to talk to you guys about this whole monster situation. So basically, we need to do something about this monster situation before these giant monster parts hatch. So basically, like the other ranges, so what you want. So basically, like as you saw the power of when the golden beetle Zord combined with the other Zord, the power was intensely powerful. So basically, I want to combine my golden beetle Zord, but you Zord to destroy the monster. So basically, and basically, I'm gonna say, what's the cat? So basically, if I do that, I want you guys to hand over control of each of your nations under Shibuya. And basically, it's like, the other Rangers were like, fuck you, fuck you, basically, each of them in their own way was like, basically telling him to fuck off, and basically each of the Rangers, along with the age, went back to the nation to try to figure out what they're going to do about the giant monster pods about the hats at each of their nations and whatnot. So basically, before they left, the Rangers felt bad that if they would have worked together instead of having their own separate agenda, Gideon would not be kidnapped right now, and we probably would have been defeated the giant monster pods before they hatch. So basically, they felt bad, they should have been working together this whole time, and working together with Garen this whole time. They would have been took down the giant monster pods, and basically, and Garen would not be kidnapped. So basically, they went back to the nations and ordered the people to evacuate, and basically all four of the other Rangers are depressed about, letting their nations and their people down because of their own selfish goal, because of their own, instead of them not, acting selfish and working together as a team. So each of the four Key Rangers were all depressed, in their palaces, in their sort of a depressing mode, with depressed, after each of the. So basically, each of the four each of the four King-Ohgers gave the order to have the people evacuate their nations, and basically felt like they fell within their own depression funk. So basically, each of the four Q Rangers, assistants, helped them and remind them of themselves. So basically, Sebastian woke up and gave some encouraging words to Sebastian, Sebastian gave some encouraging words to Himo. Wolfkid gave some encouraging words to Yama. Kato gave some encouraging words to Kadawara, and finally Martha gave some encouraging words using the stuffed Yeti to read us. So basically, after their service gave us those encouraging words and speeches, they decided to find, they all went in the Zord and went to go find where Defra was keeping Garen. So anyway, Defra took Garen up to the surface, and basically he wanted to see Garen. He wanted Garen to watch in horror while each of the nations, watching his nation, being destroyed by the giant monster. that's about to hatch from the giant monster pod. So basically, Jiren, like, you know, he was not going to stand around. So basically, you know, that's why didn't even, you know, so basically did not have any research on Jiren. He just fought him up while any restraints, and basically Jiren started to fight back with started to fight back against Deathlaw, and you know Deathlaw basically, you know, basically just, you know, kicked his ass. The rest of the the rest of the King-Ohgers showed up, and basically they morphed up and basically working together as a team. They was able to force Deathlaw, you know, to retreat. So basically, all the wages worked together and basically forced Stefan to retreat after doing some damage to him, working together as a team. So basically, the Rangers team lost again, and basically, like, you know, after having their servants help them realize that, giving their confidence back and whatnot. And so basically they decided to work together and, you know, and somehow figure out how to take down these giant monster pods. And basically that's when the three gods are, basically the the Scorpion Zord, the Rhino Beetle Zord, and the Grasshopper Zord showed up and said that we owe you, they're here to help them. So basically they combined their swords, basically they raised their swords up high and basically and fused the three gods with that Megazord and formed the legendary King-Ohger Megazord that gave the Megazord the ability to teleport to each nation and basically took all the monsters that hatched from the pods into one and gather in one spot, and basically with the power of the legendary Megazord, they was able to destroy all 5 monsters at once in one spot. Apparently, the legendary Megazord has the ability to teleport for each nation at lightning speed, and basically they gather all the 5 monsters in one spot, and basically and destroy them all, and destroy all the 5 monsters that had from the giant monster pods, and basically set all the 5 nations from being destroyed by the Bugwa and by the Bugwa force, by the Bugwa Empire. So basically, a lot of people celebrated the King-Ohger's victory, but when it came to Shigerum, King Raptor decided to take credit for this, for saving the other 5 nations, even though the King-Ohgers know he was lying, they did not bother to argue with him. Just let Raptors keep the credit of him, keep the credit, So basically, the other King-Ohgers didn't bother to tell the people at Shigerum that, Rex didn't get anything to help save the other 5 nations, and or help combine, help with the legendary King-Ohger Megazord combination. Oh, so basically this King was just like, the other kids was like, fuck him, let him be an opportunist, we'll deal with him later. So basically the other Rangers were happy that, they worked together and saved their nations from being destroyed and whatnot. As for Deathlaw was not badly hurt after from the King-Ohgers working together to take him down. So basically, he was a little bit wounded, but he said that, well, my plan to take down the nation's fell. But now that the 3 gods are there, now we know that now that the free guard are back now, and basically, and plus we know about Garen's power, there will be another opportunity to get Garen and use to get Garen and find the shipwreck treasure and get the so basically, but that's why it's like we're talking to his favorite parliament, we're talking to Commodore, like even though my plans failed to take down the nations, but there'll be plenty of opportunities to get the secret and treasure, and and use it to take down the King-Ohgers and their nations once and for all. So basically, the episode ended on that with definitely say that he's gonna find the secret and treasure, and he's going to use it against the King-Ohgers to destroy them in their nations, and we cut to Hercules, Hercules, Hercules was kind of like after he took credit from helping saving the nations, he was kind of like he was kind of he had an unhappy smile. He had a smile, kind of like doubt about his current situation and how things are being turned out for him lately. And basically, that's how the episode ended on this note. So anyway, this was a good episode. So basically, I love. We finally get to hear the Rangers catchphrases as well. So basically, like for the last few episodes, we had not ever since this series started, we had not got any official catchphrases from the Rangers in the series, but this episode also finally reveals each of the Rangers' catchphrases as well. So basically, this was a good episode. So anyway, what do you guys think about this episode? Good, bad, or just okay, or just nah? Please let me know in the comments below. Anyway, signing off from School Reviews 1.